Ready? Here we go. G'day, legends. TJC Sports here. Welcome back to another legendary NRL preseason live stream reaction. Today, we're going to be reacting to the Sydney Roosters versus the Newcastle Knights here, legends, at Industry Group Stadium. Live and exclusive, the actual game itself to Foxtel and Kayo. You're going to have to buy a subscription if you want to actually watch the game. You've got me here, though. So at least that's something, right, legends? Keeping an eye out and looking after you with the full reactions being given. Hopefully you're all having a great day here as we get ready for it. About 15 minutes till the game kicks off. I like to start a little bit sooner just to kind of obviously let you guys get ready, because the notifications, sometimes they come slow and all that, to get yous in time for the stream. Also, it gives us time to actually discuss, give predictions, and overall just talk about it. This is actually our last day for preseason live stream reacting, legends, because after this week, we have the actual NRL season, legends. That's right. That's how close we are. Don't worry. You got your actual video predictions coming very, very soon for that. If you enjoy, remember, obviously, to hit that like button and subscribe. But ultimately, it's up to you, legends. Liam Pritchard in the chat says Roosters by 4, first by James Tedesco. James Tedesco to get the first try. The teddy bear to run on through with all the cuddles. I don't know, man. Personally, I don't think Teddy will be the first to score, but I mean, he does have that X factor about him, even nowadays, even though he's not at his peak. I actually, you know what? I personally am going to go for the Knights to score first, and I know my boy Brenton in the chat is going to absolutely love that, aren't you, Brenton? And I'm going to say, but mate, I'm not predicting you to win. Don't think that. Kalen Ponga actually will score. Kalen Ponga will be passed to. It'll be a counter attack or something, and Ponga will stroll on through. Maybe they run like 40 meters, catching them off guard. As for the Sydney Roosters, I'll say for them, anytime try scorer, look out for, oh dear God, if somebody could help me without the pronunciation, that'd be nice. Nawanawaze, Mark Nawanawaze, legends, in the centres there for the Roosters. And for the Knights, I'll say the anytime will be Greg Marju. There you go, legends. All for you right there. Dom Young actually playing his former team here. Speaking of which, let's do the lineups, legends, so that we can get them out of the way and discuss them. For the Sydney Roosters here at Industry Group Stadium, we have the captain, James Tedesco, lining up at fullback here, with Daniel Tupou and Dominic Young on the wings. Robert Toa and, speak of the devil, Mark Nawanawaze in the centres, with Sandon Smith and Chad Townsend in the halves. Mate, Chatty Daddy for the win, legends. Lindsay Collins and Spencer Leniu are our props, with Connor Watson at number 9. Angus Crichton and Victor Radley are in the second row, and Wong will be your lock today, Roosters fans. The interchange is Celesi Fakati, Nat Butcher, Nafua White, and I'm going to guess Zach Docker-Clay because it's blank. Am I correct? Yes, it won't tell me. Okay, anyways, it'll probably update us later on that one, legends. As for the Newcastle Knights here at fullback, their captain, 2 fullback captains, don't see that all the time. Kalen Ponga there for the Knights. James Schiller and Greg Marju are your wingers, with Dane Gagai and Bradman Best in the centres. Fletcher Sharp and Jack Cogger in the halves. Jacob Saifiti and Leo Thompson in the props, and Phoenix Crossland at 9. The second rowers are Dylan Lucas and Kai Pierce-Paul, with Matt Croker at lock. As for the interchange, it is Jaden Brayley, who was linked to the Eels in the past. Could he end up there in the future? With Jack Heverington, Brodie Jones, and Thomas Cant lining up there in the other interchanges. Obviously, a bunch of reserves here that'll probably get a shot. Notable ones for the Roosters are Ethan King and Ethan Roberts, 2 Ethans. The Knights, Will Price, Jackson Hastings, Jermaine McQueen. Honestly, looking at it all, Tyrone Thompson too. Don't forget about Tyrone Thompson. That's actually an all right one to shout out too. Cody Hopwood. I'd honestly argue Newcastle have the more ones to look out for. I thought that I saw Matt Arthur in the reserves here, but he may have been removed from them because I don't see him now in the reserves. Interesting there. I was looking forward to potentially seeing Matt Arthur Legends. That's a bit of a letdown as a Para fan. It's not about Eels fans today, though. It's about you Roosters and Newcastle supporters in the stream. Tyler, do you get paid to NRL stream? Not right now, Legend, but hopefully in the coming weeks we can sort that out, Legends. Even if I do get paid, though, I don't, and I get monetized, and you guys can do the donations and things again. I do not suggest doing anything that you are not comfortable with or you're putting too much against, because ultimately, I understand we're all just living life, right? Don't want you guys going bust over silly old me. Krishan says, hi, Legend. Hello, Krishan. How you doing, mate? Welcome to the stream, my favorite wow. Bunny's Guy 21 says, if I didn't have up the Chookies, I would have voted Roosters on the poll. He just refused, man. He was like, nah, I would rather be wrong about my tip than go and say up the Chookies. Never, ever, ever. Not going to happen. Not from a Bunnies fan. Never going to support the Roosters. To be fair, it's kind of funny watching the rivalry because, like, I'm the same, but it's with very different teams. You will never hear me do that for the Bulldogs. You'll never hear me do that for Manly. You'll never hear me do that for Storm in particular. No, I will never go for the Storm. Never, ever. Not in a million years. The Pars, The Pars is I mean, I don't hate the Pars. I just really don't like their attitude a lot of the time, Legends. Live. I'm out of my enclosure. I don't know where I am. I'm looking for food. I don't know. Wait, turn around, I guess. See you, mate. Apologies, Legends. People love, my mates love to do little joke calls sometimes onto the streams. Apologies there. Legend, my first try scorer for the Roosters is Bradman Best. There we go. We have a prediction in the chat, Legends. For those who do not know, we do save these predictions and take a look at them at a point in the stream, Legends. I forgot to do that yesterday, but we'll be doing that today. Jason Reader says, afternoon, Legends. Afternoon, Jason. Welcome to the stream, bro. You excited for this one? Your Sydney Roosters playing, man? Reader, up the Roosters. Up the Roosters. Giorgio says, hi. Hello, Giorgio. Welcome to the stream, bro. Hope you're all right there, man. I'm playing for the Roosters. Sure you are, bud, and you're doing a legendary job, mate. No, Bunny's got a 21, says, Knights 1 to 12, first try scorer, KP. Anytime try scorer, Bradman Best. Good old Bradman Best there, Legends. There you have it. Another prediction going up on the board. Roosters 1 to 12 prediction going up on the board. A bunch of these, actually. Beautiful stuff, Legends. We love seeing everybody getting involved. Legend, I can't wait to see Leo Thompson's brother. I can't wait either, man. I always love these preseason games for that fact that we get to see these players. These players we don't usually... What's the word? We don't usually get to see, before they get their big NRL debuts, and get a bit of a taste of what the future of certain clubs looks like. Obviously, it's not going to be to the quality of rugby league that we see during the regular season because, that's the best of the best. They want to win the comp, Legends. But it's still going to be decent. It's still going to be fun. It's still going to be grand and a jolly old time, eh? We're about 6 minutes as it stands from kickoff here. 19 votes so far on the poll, Legends. 74% of you are going with the Roosters to win this one up the Chookies. And only 21% Knights, 5% draw, and no one's voting the ref. Seems like the gag of the ref is dying out slowly, Legends. Maybe we need a new gag vote for everybody in the chat. If anybody can think of any potentially. Yo says, as a Storm fan, yo, welcome to the stream, mate. Liam Pritchard says, Jaden Brayley, come to the Parramatta Eels. Please, please, please. I mean, Legend, the problem is his injury history, and we've already got some great 9 coming through with Smith, Legend. Him and Brendan Hands, I think, are worth a test before we sign someone on Jaden Brayley's money, but I wouldn't complain if we signed him as well, because I think he could link up well with the team, legend. That's always the funny thing, right? We always go, oh, we need this new player for this position because, maybe we're low there 1 year or so. But it's like people forget about the juniors a lot of the time. And look, I think it's completely fair. I mean, they're nowhere near as broadcasted as the actual NRL, right? You want to get the best to play in the positions. But sometimes the best is just sitting there in your backyard, just waiting to come out eventually with their potential. And I know for a fact with Para, there's a couple players like that will be coming through in the next few years. It's the same with the Panthers. It's how they've been able to keep going, legends. They haven't necessarily just signed star players. The Penrith Panthers have been going all out with it, legends. They've had a bunch of their ones, like Sunya Taruva came from the Cup. Charlie Staines came from the Cup. Brian Toto came from the Cup. Jerome Luai came from the Cup. You could name over half their four-peaters, I swear, that have come at some point from the Panthers Academy, legends. And look, that's a real compliment on them. But the Roosters are also a pretty decent team with it as well. I mean, look, I'm not saying high hopes for this year, but I definitely know that if there's a club that's going to have a decent squad in a year or two, it'll be the Roosters with what they got. They are one of the more stable clubs in the league. There's no secret about that, legends. And they're probably on an absolute high now after the South Sydney Rabbitohs got smashed yesterday. If you didn't tune in yesterday, legends, we had a fun free streams where the Dargans beat the Bunnies 46-26, and then 30-14 the Broncos beat Bulldogs, and 26-18 the Titans beat the Finns, the Dolphins. There was no Finns up that day. It was all downhill from their, legends. It was not a fun time for them. No siree, not at all, my guys. As a Storm fan in the chat says, my Salford Red Devils got smashed this morning 32-6. Did they now, as a Storm fan? Sorry to hear that, legend. That's not a fun time, is it? We don't like to hear that. Smashed? No, siree. We need better than that. We don't need our boy getting smashed. We want more. We want a victory, baby. Well, not a literal victory, baby. Do not be sending me babies, please, legends. I do not want your babies. Not now, at least. Not now. Actually, wait, what do I mean not now? Not ever. Not ever. Never send those to me. On the team list right now, pretty senior, actually, compared to last week's. A lot of the teams have gone down this route of naming pretty main squads. In fact, it makes me almost underwhelmed by the Para Tigers game, because Para really did not name that exciting of a squad, legends. And yes, we did lose to the Tigers. Ha, 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 ha. So funny. Yiddy, ha, ha, ha. Anyways, we're very close to kickoff now. Only a minute away here. If you're enjoying, make sure to smash that like button and share the stream around, folks. Newcastle Knights running out of the tunnel here as the fans go wild here at Industry Group Stadium. Dan Gagai there, former South Sydney Rabbitoh, wouldn't have been a fan of what he watched yesterday. Hopefully he can show what the Bunnies were missing today. As a Storm fan says, first try scorer, Mark Nwadawaze. I know I spelled his name wrong. Hey, mate, it's all good. It was an all right go. Just didn't quite get it. Nothing wrong with that, though. I mean, we all can agree it's not an easy name, especially not if you're not a Roosters fan. Sydney Roosters now out through the tunnel, legends. Funnily enough, while some would go, oh, some of these players have to be cut. No. Their team has changed that much. Like, there is a chance that Sandon Smith and Townsend do begin as their halves with the injury of Sam Walker. Also, Robert Toa, while a lot of people wouldn't have heard of him, he is currently one of the favourites for the centre spot. So keep an eye out on him. Maybe he'll show today exactly why that is the case, legends. Sometimes it isn't the star signing that ends up being the star player. Remember that. Nathan Cleary up through the Panthers, for example. We're actually right on the moment of kickoff here, so I'm actually going to change this here. And get ready for the first half of our Roosters Knights Rugby League stream. We are underway here, legends, for the first half of this game here. Just freezing the screen a little, so I'm just going to fix that now for you, legends, so that I can actually react to it proper for you in the proper time, because it was just bugging a little there. But we have changed it to first half, and there we go. Opposing stars, Tedesco versus Ponga. Who will win this clash, legends? The Newcastle Knights are on the attack here. Over to the right now, Leo Thompson. Thompson pushing forward here. Thompson held down now. Connor Watson getting off him, legends. Connor Watson played for the Indigenous All-Stars in the All-Stars this year. Obviously losing by a try, I believe, to the Māori All-Stars. Unfortunate for them, but very good for me as a Māori All-Stars fan. Now on the halfway line here, the Newcastle Knights are going to be clearing the ball, and it's going to go over to the right now. Sydney Roosters looking to collect, and in the air, it is Daniel Tupou who lands down on the ground to be tackled there by the Newcastle Knights. In the air, Chad Townsend over to the right now, and through the middle, Mark Nuatawaze will be held down there by the Newcastle Knights. Phoenix Crossland working well with Crocker. We go over to the right then with Dom Young here against this Former team, putting his arm out for a push here. Couldn't get further than 35 out from his own end here. Seems like Kayo doesn't want to show the tackling actually on the screen, legends, to the viewers. So after this play, I'm actually going to be counting the tackles in my head here so that you can be updated on that as well. Past the halfway line now, and the Sydney Roosters. Watson, Chad Townsend clears it in the air, and the baddie Chatty Daddy kicks it over to the 20 now. And on the left, Kalen Ponga will collect the ball, legends. Onto the ground he goes, and that'll be the first tackle out of the way for the Newcastle Knights here. Seems like Kayo's just working on their thing right now. Until then, I'll just be saying it. Second tackle now. Greg Marju here. And Greg Marju held 35 out. Then over to the 40. Phoenix Crossland will run. Third tackle out of the way. Yet we got smashed even though we named our strongest squad. That's such a shame as a Storm fan. Afternoon, legends. Afternoon, Mel. Welcome to the stream, my favourite Wild supporter. Tyler, will James Tedesco play for the New South Wales Blues in State of Origin? I don't think he will, legend, after being dropped last year, but that's just my opinion. Maybe he'll have one of his best seasons ever and really reform his career to get back into the Blues lineup, legend. Afternoon, no timer, no tackle counter. Exactly, mate. There's no timer and no tackle counter right now. So I'm having to go off the top of my head right now for the legends because they're refusing to give it to us. Spencer, you there? Just talking to the trainer right now for the Sydney Roosters here. After a big hit here from Matt Crocker? No, it was Dylan Lucas, it looks like. Big hit. And Spencer Laniu feeling a little bit dazed there, legends. Blake says, hi, everyone. Hello, Blake. Welcome to the chat. How you doing, mate? Blakey Blake. Oh, my God. He's going to put him. Is he going to put him in the bin? Oh, on report. And after that, he's in the bin. For high contact, he was the one dazed, and he's going to the bin. Spencer and you, legends. And that can't be 10 minutes in, even without the counter. Spencer and you in the bin, I repeat, legends. Jeremiah says, hello, mate. Hello, legend. Welcome to the stream. How are you doing, legend? Oh, look at that. Spencer, his shoulder straight to the head there. Had to be it. And 35 out now. The Knights are going to run through the middle here. Big number 8 there. Where is our timer on KO, legends? They aren't giving it to us. What are they doing? Leo Thompson there. Leo Thompson on the 20 here. Passes to the right. Jack Cogger. Over to Ponga. Ponga goes to Kai Pearce-Paul. And Paul couldn't quite get there in the end, legends. Paul, we go over to the left again here. Running through. Lucas just looks to sprint through. Couldn't quite. Phoenix Crossland, legends. Over to Saipedi. Here we go. Couldn't quite. We don't have a timer and tackle count. We're just going to have to use our head, legends. Over. We got Cogger. Goes to Fletcher Sharp. Fletcher Sharp almost threw them all. Fletcher Sharp, did he get that when he put his arm out? The referee is going to stand in the way and say, no, 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 no. Arm up in the air. And the Newcastle Knights seemingly going to get a full set here off a penalty, I think. This is just crazy. They really aren't giving us any updates on Kayo. I'm really having to use my knowledge of the game here. Crossland on the second tackle goes short here to Kai Pearce-Paul. Kai Pearce-Paul there. Kai Pearce-Paul right in front of the line. Couldn't quite. Crossland tries to cross it over. And it's a good run. The prop throw, not quite. Kept back. Crossland then passes short. And he's over. Great ball to the Newcastle Knights there. And Jacob Saifiti has scored. Brother of Daniel, who lost yesterday to the Gold Coast Titans. He remains still in Newcastle despite his brother's absence. In the first half, we have our first point on the board. Try time, Newcastle Knights. 4-0. And a terrific start against the Roosters right there, Legends Forum. 23 votes are currently in the poll. 74% of you are sticking with the Roosters on the poll. The Newcastle Knights, though, disappointing all of you with that one. Sorry, Legends. Most of you will be disappointed in your poll. I don't remember Jacob Saifiti getting too many. He may have even played for the Blues, though, actually, Jacob. I know Daniel. One of the ultimate brotherly combos. There was a big question how it would go on the next year without them being together. Looks fine for Jacob. Kalen Ponga now. From right in front. He'll make it 6-0, Legends. The Newcastle Knights with the firm start to this game. The Sydney Roosters are just trailing at the moment. Yeah, they're missing, as a Storm fan, the score and the timer, unfortunately, on our Fox League screens. But, no, the score was there for a second. You know, obviously that's disappointing, Legend, that Fox League, when they're charging so much to their viewers, can't do what I can do right here and show the score. And then on top of that, they can't even show the timer. Such a letdown for what they charge. Not good enough from Fox League. And people are rightfully complaining. Ultimately, I should not be with the money I'm paying having to just memorize the clock on the board, but that's what I'm having to do, Legends, right now. Bradman Best over to the right now. And they're just attacking back to the left here. Rushing forward. Yusuf Abed says, hi, my friend, I'm back. Welcome, Yusuf. How you doing, man? Hopefully you're enjoying the stream and having a legendary time. Feel free to let us know who you're going for in today's game. Now Croker. Through, and Croker covered up by Angus Crichton and the Rooster bunch. Crossland then. And, the cross was terrible. Jack Cogger boggers it up. 6-0 currently, but that could be changing very soon after a terrible knock on there. Connor Watson now to Daniel Tupou here. Daniel Tupou now into the line. Daniel Tupou held down. That's the first tackle. We go to the right then. It goes short to Robert To'e, favourite to potentially get that Roosters number 4 jersey. And on 45, they're going to get a penalty here, the Sydney Roosters. Phoenix Crossland not keeping himself together. Bulldog Season says, hi, hello, Bulldog Season. Welcome to the stream, legend. Welcome to this stream. Welcome to thy stream. Yeah, we'll use the NRL clock as reference. It's about 7 minutes in, Legends, right now at this point in time. Roosters, Lindsay Collins goes onto the 40 here. Lindsay Collins held out there. For those watching at home that can't actually watch the game, Roosters attacking down the left, Knights down the right. For White goes and bounces it, lands on the ground here. We then go to Tedesco. Tedesco to Robert To'e. Looks for the pass, couldn't find it, held there. Yeah, we're using the NRL website legend. It's 8 minutes in now for the Sydney Roosters on the attack here. Playing again. Goes short here over to Co Wong here. Wong here made the wrong move and lands on the ground. Connor Watson. Honestly, a very decent 9 there. Would take him at most NRL clubs. Roosters with the mistake. Marju intercepts over to Fletcher Sharp. 40, 30, 20, 10 and gone. He's got to try. And with the sharpest of edges, they score. 10-0 with a kick to come. Fletcher Sharp, absolutely brilliant. The Knights are on a roll. This game is their game, as they say. 10-0 on the board. The Sydney Roosters just not on top of it. And I never saw that coming. Wait, actually, no, I kind of did. I just predicted the wrong player. I did say most of the field pitch run before the game for a spine player to score, but I said the wrong spine player with Kalen Ponga. It is Fletcher Sharp cutting an edge in it. And when Angus Crichton's the one closest to chasing him, that's not good enough, legends. G'day, mate. G'day, TJC, says Jeff Jackson. Just joined, mate. Hey, all good, mate. Good to have you in the stream, legend. How are Gamble and Sharp looking? Oh, they're looking pretty good, actually, legend. They're looking all right. In fact, Sharp just scored, Jeff Jackson, with a beautiful intercept from Greg Margie. He was away with nobody chasing him. As for Gamble, I haven't seen too much of him. But he hasn't done bad, I'll tell you now. It's 10-0 with the kick to come. Just behind 10 minutes right now. Great mind, great walker, great kicker in a moment. Kalen Ponga from in front here to nail it in. You do have to complain, though, how on earth on a streaming service do they not have the clock for you, legends? That's ridiculous, man. Yeah, no, in the halves it's Cogger and Sharp, man, but he's asking how Gamble's going. I'm just saying we haven't seen Gamble today yet, man. Actually, yeah, he's not even in the side actually at all. So yeah, you won't be seeing Gamble today, actually. Jeff Jackson. They're sticking with the Fletcher Sharp and Jack Cogger teamwork for this one. And yet they did get the kick, 12-0, and we're kicking off again here, legends. Newcastle Knights receiving the ball off of the Roosters. Not a good start from Roosters in this one here. Knights down the left. Greg Margie there. Held. Then Crossland. Back through to Lucas. Dylan Lucas. Mucus there. Lucas. And Lucas held. How's Cogs going? Cogs is doing great, bro. Cogs is doing great. Except for the knock on. But in a way... In a way, I guess he's helped them out, legends, because from that knock-on, they intercepted and scored, legend. Kalen Ponga over to the left now. Around, and James Schiller held. Worse, it got fixed about 25 minutes in. Yeah, that's crazy that they took so long with that one. But this is still not good, legend, because... I would rather not have the score and have the clock, because at the very least, I can actually calculate the score in my head quite easily. 4-2, 4-2, 4-2. It's not that tough. Keeping track of every single second, now that's a little bit tougher. Roosters received the ball again here for first tackle. Crossland and Thompson tackle the Roosters on their own 10 here, legends. We then go to about 15 now with the Roosters going to the ground there. Then through to the middle here. Roosters to the third tackle now. They've got 3 players on them, absolutely swarming them like an absolute swarm of birds. Then we got Angus Crichton, former South Sydney Rabbitoh and Rooster Premiership winner here. Cogger tackles him well with help from Croker. And on the 5th, they're going to kick it. Chad Townsend over to the right here, and it's a little bit of a short kick, to be honest. And it goes very awkwardly, ends up with Dom Young. Dom Young almost chucked out a play here. Chad Townsend again kicking it. That's another not so great kick, and it ends up with Dane Gagai here, legends. Dane Gagai there around, and Dane Gagai held on the halfway line here. Then over to the left, Colga passes to Schiller. Schiller just trying to cull through the competition here. Nat Butcher on the sideline looking to come on. Looking for a dummy here. Colga, you can't find it. Colga kept down on the ground here. Then we go to Ponga. Kalen Ponga to Fletcher Sharp. Bradman Best then around. Bradman Best fending them all off here. And Bradman Best held. Nat Butcher then coming on officially to the field. Kalen Ponga dummying it. Gets to about the 40 and is held out. Okay, I might change my prediction tonight. 34-10 Roosters. Mate, who was it earlier that absolutely lucked out? Was it Buddies Go 21 that said I couldn't say up the Chookies and didn't vote the Roosters? Because, man, he's the lucky one here. And speaking of lucky, Jack Cogger may have just been given an absolute blessing of a try. No, the referee's going to put it back here, legends. They're not allowed to play there. The Knights get no try there. Bro, he was over. Man, oh man, oh man. Yeah, next game they should fix the timer, legend, which will be all good, mate. The Storm and the Cowboys have got no problem with that. It's fine, SS. You don't need to remind me. I've got the NRL app right here that can update me on the general time right now, legends. We're about 13 minutes into this one. Then we got Crossland. Kicking through. Oh, Chasers, was he taken out, the Newcastle Knights? We're going to have to review that, legends. On the bunker here, we may have a player taken out for the Newcastle Knights. That would be so unfortunate for the Roosters here. We see it all too often, though. Players unable to get to it, then begging for penalties. Falling over when they have the slightest breeze of a touch. We'll be honest here. We'll be straight up. Bouncing. Oh. Arms are out. Nat Butcher grabs him and pulls him. Nat Butcher grabs and pulls him. Absolutely. There's no doubt about that. Nat Butcher puts his arm out and pulls the player down. It's got to at least... You got to think maybe a sin bin here, legends. Come on, at least sin bin, surely for that, bro. Or on report. I'll take on report at this rate. Just you can't be interfering like that. Oh, wow, we could have a penalty try here, actually, legends. A penalty try in a preseason game. How often do you see that? Not often, I'll tell you that. I don't remember the last time I saw a penalty try in the preseason. And there we go. The ref blows to the spot here. 13 and a half minutes in here. The Sydney Roosters will trail by 16 now against the Newcastle Knights. Just simply too much for the Roosters to handle right now. I get it. I still wonder if he would have got there, legends, because they're pretty fast, the Roosters that are there. Probably, though, actually. It depends on the angle you're looking at, what you want to think about that. And yet, Kalen Ponga now takes the kick and scores the kick. No, he doesn't score the kick. He decides to make one of the worst kicks I have ever seen, apparently, according to the thing. He was right in front, man. That's a penalty try because I thought he would have got it down. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Looking at the replay there, it does got to be a penalty try, but I still think that is mad for a preseason game. I genuinely don't remember how often you see that. It's not common. It's not common at all, legends. And now the Roosters defending now. First tackle over to second now. Bradman Best here to the left running through. And Bradman Best will be held. Ain't that right? And then it's Leo Thompson. Thompson on his way through here. He did actually get the kick. Oh my God, the scoreboard is absolutely horrendous in this game, legends. It can't be relied on. The scoreboard in this game is ridiculous. They're struggling to give us the basics of what we pay for. Now past the halfway line here, the Knights, Crossland goes to the right. Cogger clears it in the air. On the right side, we're chasing, and it ends up with Daniel Tupou now. Daniel Tupou pushes them off, gets to James Tedesco. James Tedesco now going alone. Teddy Worry, here he goes. And now on the line to Daniel Tupou. Once again, Tupou, shoulder out, trying to push through, but Jack Cogger and Leo Thompson have different plans for him. Penalty try, man. That's mad, especially this early on. This could get really ugly. Well, it's already ugly, but it could get really ugly soon. Watson to Butcher. Nat Butcher butchering through them. Jason Ritter says, I'm not worried if we lose this game. It's just a trial, mate. That's how I felt as well with my team, but you still got to be doing better than this. It's not like you haven't named a decent team. Newcastle now just collecting the ball on the 30. Now running. James Schiller takes a big hit there from Lindsay Collins and goes on the ground there for the first tackle for the Knights here. And Angus Crichton taking his time getting up as well. Whoa, what happened? What happened here? That was brilliant contact on Schiller from Crichton. Crichton and Collins. And why is play paused? Did he lose it? Why is the play paused, legends? I wonder. Yeah. Hey, welcome back.
Thank you.
I'm streaming.
I know.
So I'd like to be
I'm going.
on the 40 now. It goes to Leo Thompson here. Leo Thompson caught on the halfway line now. So frustrating that they can't on Fox League. You shouldn't be having a problem where they don't have a clock. Then to Angus Crichton. Crichton to Butcher. Nat Butcher almost through here. Nat Butcher held. James Tedesco, Teddy Bear Tedesco, goes to the 40 now of his own side here. Newcastle creating a wall around them. If you had told me that about less than 20 minutes in that the Knights would be up 18-0 against the Roosters, I wouldn't have believed you, even in a preseason. Roosters just about managed to get themselves past their halfway line here. And then to Spencer Lanier. Spencer Lanier, I can't get over the fact that that guy is just prone to suspensions. First, he gets his suspension in his first ever game for the Roosters. And then here he gets a sin bin within 10 minutes. And Daniel Tupou, he may have just lost the ball, legends. Now, no, he didn't. On the 10 now. They're going on. They're carrying on, legends. He didn't lose it. Sydney Roosters, they still get it. Are you kidding me? Ridiculous. They get to keep running with it here, the Sydney Roosters. Chad Townsend goes over to Sandon Smith, goes to Mark Nawatawaze and Daniel Tupou. Instead of losing it, he'll score it. 18-4. With a kick to come surely. Yep. After a few confirmations, the ref will blow his whistle. 18-4 on the board. We'll be updating this before the Kayo scoreboard, Ken, because clearly there are some technical difficulties going on with their streaming service. Kabloom. The Chooks have escaped their paddock. And who else but Mark Nawatawaze with the assist. Daniel Tupou. I don't know if I think he is the Roosters all-time try scorer. What a winger he is. And it will give me pain every day to know that he should have been an Eel. You hate to see it. Go, yes, says Coil Strike. Let's go. You got one. JWH had a good influence. Well, mate, JWH is in Super League now, but I guess he wasn't for the first year, right? He went, all right, Spencer, you're going to take it, mate. You're going to take it. And oh, my God, legends, hallelujah, glorious days. They have finally, in the streaming service that we've paid for, gotten the clock on the board. It is a miracle of days. Only took them 20 minutes. Sandon Smith now with the kick, legends, and Sandon Smith will miss the kick. It'll remain 18-4, legends. Liam Pritchard says, I love Daniel Tupou, try-scoring machine. He is a try-scoring machine, man, and he could have been an eel. It's like the GOAT scored a try. It is, man, it is. This is a genuine question. Why can Tupou be called a drop? Because it's a race thing. It's different coil strike. I'd rather not go too deep into it, but it's a race thing. It's not right to call. So, especially like as Romero, it's just not right, legend. It's just not right. It's just different. It's just different. Just is. Liam Pritchard says, how many times Daniel Tupou scored for the Roosters? Liam Pritchard says, well, he scored a lot. I know that much, legend. Newcastle Knights, first tackle on the Roosters. Watson goes to Spencer Leniu. Second tackle now out of the way here. Phoenix Crossland firmly keeping Spencer down on the ground. We go to the right then, getting himself to the 40. Nat Butcher. Victor, honestly, I feel like there was a bit of a push there in the defense, but we're carrying on now, legends. And then James Tedesco with big ups, a big speed, gets taken out. Chad Townsend now in the air had an appalling kick earlier, and then a second appalling kick right after. He remedies his mistakes though with this one. Roosters will probably miss the 8. Sad. It is quite sad, coil strike, legend. It is quite sad, unfortunately, but it's also just preseason, man. Don't think too hard about it. You win some, you lose some, and it's only 19 minutes in. It's not over here. Just a trial. Don't consider it the be-all and end-all of your year, bro. Now the Newcastle Knights try to get to their halfway. Kalen Ponga will boot it in the air on the 5th tackle here, and then on the right, James Tedesco collects. I know it's Charles, but we ain't looking strong at all. I know. Coil strike, you might be one of the ones I put out of the 8, to be honest, in my ladder predictions, but that doesn't mean that I particularly don't want you to make it. You can't make everything of how a season's going to go off of trials, but it's been a very disappointing one. And incorrect play of the ball. Roosters. I'm glad I'm not a Rooster man. The Roosters with the mistake there. Bad play of the ball. The Red Knights says Schiller and Toa to score a try. Got you, bro. Got you. And down the wing. Did he get it? Not quite. The Newcastle Knights, no try. That was tight. Bro, I'm done. Mate, I've watched my team concede like 30 in one half and stuck around, bro. 18-4 in a trial's nothing. Bulldogs seasons. Yep, it was an incorrect play of the ball. Yikes indeed. So close for my prediction correct. So close. Robert Tuohy down the right here to take the first tackle for the Roosters in this set, legends, as the Knights were just taken out of play. But Mark Nawadawaze there. Cogger and Kai Pearce-Paul hold him down. We then go to the left. Angus Crichton just looking to fend them all off. He gets to Watson. There's a few offloads here. James Tedesco there. Almost through. James Tedesco. And it's a penalty for the Sydney Roosters. This is just what they wanted to see. The Sydney Roosters have received high contact. And just maybe this could be their chance to begin a comeback, legends. They're already sprinting, readying themselves up. The fire may be starting. They started the fire. Liam Pritchard says, are you excited for the NRL season? Of course I'm excited for the NRL season, Liam. It's going to be legendary. It's going to be special. I cannot wait for it, man. The NRL season is always the highlight of the year. Do Newcastle look more flashy, or is it just me? Oh, absolutely, they look more flashy, man. But, they're not exactly playing the best team in the comp this year. The Sydney Roosters are a team everyone knows has been depleted. And a lot of these youngsters aren't at their best. A lot of these young players are just adapting still to rugby league. And when it comes to Marky Mark, he's just come over from a different game. Yes, it's cross codes, but cross codes can be very different in how it's played, Legends. He's still learning his defense. They're a rebuilding team. Chad Townsend to Tedesco to Robert To'e. Robert To'e, arms up, trying to get through him. He can't go around, so he'll go through. 5th tackle now. 40 meters gained here. The Sydney Roosters with one more chance. Townsend, 15 minutes to go with the first half. In the air, chasing, and Ponga collects on the goal line. Kalen Ponga now running to the 20 here. He taps, he goes, he passes to the right here. Then over to Dane Gagai. Dane Gagai sprints. Dane Gagai to the halfway line here. Dane Gagai held. That is tackle 0. Kalen Ponga now goes alone instead of passing. A lot of head knocks. There was a question at one point whether Kalen Ponga would retire from rugby league. Instead, he's come back better than ever. Connor Watson. Jaden Brayley now, over to the left. And the Knights will just tippy-toe their way through to the 20 here. Brayley to Sharp. Sharp to Cogger. Kai Pearce-Paul. And Kai Pearce-Paul caught on the 10 now. 15 to go exactly now. 2 tackles left in the set. They're on the 10 of the Roosters' end. Phoenix Crossland around. And is that an intercept of the defense? Crossland's not going to risk it. He's going to land on the ground here. Now Jaden Brayley looking about 73 meters gained here on the 10. They go to the middle. Going to kick it in the air. Cogger just to James Schiller, taking on Daniel Tupou. Tupou, Schiller, and Marky Mark hitting it. Was it knocked out by Marky, or did he knock Schiller into the ball and Schiller take it out? Bro, what is he checking? No try. Oh, it's no try, man, but is it a goal line dropout, or is it off the night? I think he's... Because also, if it was a knock-on in the air here, that's another thing that plays a factor in what the next play is, mate. Definitely not a try, though. I think that's off Tupou backwards, to be honest with you. Schiller may have touched. Did Schiller touch that at all? Oh. It's so tight, man. It's so tight to tell there. It's so tight to tell if Schiller's touched that much, if at all. If he touches that, it's a brief skim of the little particles on his finger. And then we go forward here. It won't, no try. No shock about it being no try. We knew that. We knew that was coming. That was pretty obvious. And now the Roosters down the right here. It'll be Roosters ball due to the decision. Dom Young. Now on to tackle 0. We go to the left, and it's what an offload. That was a flick offload there to Watson from Butcher. And here we go, Butcher, butchering the defense here. Connor Watson held just behind the halfway line. Sandon Smith then gets to Angus Crichton. Angus Crichton, will he find the pass like he seems to want? No, he will not. Angus Crichton will just go down on the ground there. Sneaky offload. It was a very sneaky offload, Legend. They've been struck by a smooth Butcher. Past the 40 now. Watson over to Sandon Smith. Sandon Smith gets it to Tedesco. Tedesco there finds a gap here now in the Knights' defense. James Tedesco just behind the 20 will be held. Now onto the 4th tackle. To the right. Seems like that's where they're attacking down. And Victor, the inflictor, Radley, will inflict own damage on his attack here. Losing the ball. The Newcastle Knights end up with it. Tackle 0 now. Phoenix Crossland gets it to Bradman Best. Bradman Best looking to push them off here. Bradman Best could not find the offload. Bradman Best will land on the ground here. Goodbye, Bradman. Hi, my friend. Who's ball now? It is currently the Newcastle Bulls Newcastle Bulls. What the heck's the Newcastle Bulls, legends? It's the Newcastle Knights' ball. Kai Pierce-Paul, past the halfway line here. They're now the Newcastle Bulls, legends. I've officially changed the Knights' names to the Newcastle Bulls. Cogger, 33 tackles in the opposition's half compared to 19 for the Roosters. That is insane. Bradman Best breaks through the line, passes back, and Fletcher Sharp on the fourth tackle will have a double. 22. A year I choose to forget as an Eels supporter. 22-4. Newcastle flying high, and they're going to make it 20 points in a sec. The Roosters, every time the Knights get a break, just can't keep up with them. Robert To'e, unable to defend so far. And if you look at the try scored so far by the Newcastle Knights, it's been down the middle to that leftish side. Or if you're looking at it from their perspective, their right-sided defense. Just not doing the job that they require. I don't know whether it's communication, lack of readiness or what, but it's certainly something they have to sort out soon. Jeff Jackson says, yeah, he's really good for his Roosters, well, not his Roosters, for his Knights right now against the Roosters. How are you, my friend? I'm great, legend. Yo, TJC, hello. WJC, hello. NRL at its mate. How you doing, bro? Liam Pritchard says, Bradman Best will play State of Origin this year. Well, he's got the passion for it. He would be entertaining to watch, even as a Queensland supporter. Kalen Ponga, from right in front, there was never a doubt. Every single kick he's taken so far pretty much has been from right in front. It is 24-4. And this is a half so far to forget for the Sydney Roosters. Just watching it again here, Fletcher Sharp and Bradman Best. How deadly of a combo. They are truly special. And Sharp, I said this yesterday, I wasn't convinced by Cogger and Sharp as halves, is starting to prove me wrong here. And now I am very much convinced by today's game. Even though it is early days. Eels production edit says Roosters are upsetting in preseason ending game. Eels production edit's true facts right there. They're just upsetting all around right now, aren't they? If you're enjoying the stream so far, legends, don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe if you're new. 10 minutes and a half still to go in the first half here. Brodie Jones just going past the 40 here to the left now. And Brodie Jones will be held. Third tackle, 50% of the way through the set. Crossland goes to Cogger. They're officially past the halfway. Kai Pierce-Paul will reach the 40 here at the Roosters' end before they go down. Then over to the left here. Just trying to nudge through. The Roosters desperate not to concede the next one here. Hits it in the air then. Chases, and Daniel Tupou will just about manage to collect it there. Then around here, Marky Mark's going to end up with the ball. Marky Mark there. Marky Mark held by Phoenix Crossland. Gets it short. Over to Victor the Inflictor Radley. Victor Radley then. And Victor Radley caught out. Over to Butcher then. Butcher can't quite find the pass. He's trying to get past Crossland. Crossland has been a really impressive player in the defense today, guys. Phoenix Crossland, never really thought much of him, but today he's been great in the defense against the Roosters. Speaking of which, Roosters clear the ball, fifth tackle, 9 minutes to go in the half. Kalen Ponga collects, and Kalen Ponga, I think he was tackled by the neck there, legends. Should be WJC Sports. Nah, legend, I'm very happy with the name I got, mate. TJC will remain TJC. Kalen Ponga caught tie on the neck, guys. High contacts there. Kicks it in the air now, and it's going to end up on about the halfway line here. Tapping it, Dane Gagai, the Newcastle Knights now through. Okay, but you are a W. Appreciate it, legend. Very much so, mate. Good on you, I say. Now the Newcastle Knights. I'm just looking for the lineup so I can remember the benchies names right now because I hate having to call them numbers in this one. Newcastle Knights onto the 20 of the Roosters end here. Third tackle, 50% of the way through. Another minute has passed. Jaden Brayley looking for the dummy. Gets to the 10 now. Jaden Brayley held. Then to Crossland. Crossing it over. And just trying to edge through the Newcastle attack here. Jack Heverington. Then over to Cogger. Cogger pushing off one. Kicking through. Four potentially. James Tedesco. And Tedesco is going to be held in the end goal here for a goal line dropout here. Yes, I'm already getting used to the bite sponsor too, legend. I think Marty should play Origin even if he comes off the bench. Mate, absolutely. Reed Marty, bro. He's a little pest, but we love him for it. Reed Marty's got that Origin energy about him 100%. He'd be the most passionate player on that field, I'll tell you now. The Blues won't know what's coming at him. Reed Marty picking a fight with Jerome Lua. I can see it happening now. Short kick here from the goal line, drop out for the Roosters, and they make a tomfoolery of it. We've had enough of it. That was pretty batty from Chatty. And on the 10-meter, the Knights will get a full set here. Brayley over to the left. Roosters fans, Patrick Gillespie and Jason Reader in the chat saying, I'm not panicking. I'm sure you're not, legends. I'm sure you're not. Now around here, Dylan Lucas gets it to Kai Pearce-Paul. Then to Dan Gagai here. Dan Gagai just stopping a little here. He doesn't move at all there and held by Angus Crichton. Brayley, 6.5 minutes left on the second tackle. Almost around, couldn't quite force himself through. Heverington. Brayley. Cogger. Jack Cogger. Bogger me, mate. You almost got there. The Sydney Roosters, though, determined in their defence. The ferociousness there. Jaden Brayley. He says, fine. If I can't pass it to anyone to score, I'll do it myself. Jaden Brayley makes it 28-4. With a kick from right in front. The Sydney Roosters quickly realising this is a day to forget. Unless Newcastle pull a Dragons last time, the Roosters will not be coming back into this. Brayley makes it 28. What? Well, it makes perfect sense, actually. What's 14 times 2? He more than doubles his number with that one. Adds up to me. 14 plus the 2 steps makes it 28. And soon to be 30 here on the board. Jeff Jackson says, I heard Phil Gould say our squad has 2,000 games of NRL experience. I'm so amazed. Well, legend, it's actually funny you'd realize how many games some players have played and the numbers, they go up faster than you think. Like the amount of players where I go, I swear they played yesterday and they're on 50 games is crazy. So for a team to have 2,000 though, you'd have to have a pretty old squad at that rate, right, Jeff Jackson? Which is a half concern actually. However, that doesn't mean bad necessarily. You could just say that they're all in their prime and played a lot of games after doing well young. Caleb Ponga from right in front makes it 30. No real surprises there. Matthew Tongo says, go Knights, Whitty and Payama, full support from Papua New Guinea. Shout out to everyone from Popondetta and PNG in general. Appreciate you viewers in particular. Good on you, legends. Brenton Eslick says, Fletcher Sharp for Dally M. Mate, I think it's a little soon to be calling that when there's the GOAT known as Mitchell Moses that still exists, but Fletcher Sharp, if there's someone I'll lose to, fine, all right? Just don't let it be one of the common ones. Crossland now. We got Greg Marju with the ball. Greg Marju held. It is actually ridiculous right now how much the Knights are dominating the stats next to the Roosters, guys. The Sydney Roosters just unable to keep up with them here. Jaden Brayley over to Crossland, gets to Heverington. Heverington. Oh, he takes a ton there, doesn't he? Lifting 3 Roosters by him, but he's held on the 40 now of the Roosters end here. 4 minutes to go as Gagai will take a blow. And on the 30, Jaden Brayley over to the left, 57 metres game. They're going to kick it in the air here. There is chases, but it should end up with Tupou quite easily. And Tupou will offload it to James Tedesco now. James Tedesco through the line, and James Tedesco held. Newcastle Knights just getting off the player. We go to the right and be held. Tupou again. You know, for a winger, they really do use Daniel Tupou, don't they? A lot, the Roosters right now. Yes, he's the most experienced player in the team, I'm pretty sure, except maybe Chad Townsend, but he's the most experienced for the Roosters. That's a certainty. It's still concerning that they're using him so much. You'd think they'd want to lighten the load a little, kind of like, yes, Para lost as well, but kind of like what Para's doing by giving Lomax the kicking now that Moses is going to be our captain. Now to the left here, and we've got a kick in the air from the Roosters. They couldn't quite make it to the halfway line, and it lands in the arms of Schiller now. Schiller now tapping and going here. Schiller caught out by Chatty Daddy and his Roosters teammates. Then to the left, Colgar gets it to Greg Marju. Greg Marju held out. Yes, Pogger. So it's Bulldog season. Bulldog season getting behind Kalen in this one as he goes over for a try. KP puts points on the board. He's going to make it 6 in a second with that one. That was too easy. The Sydney Roosters are just falling down. The Sydney Roosters are falling down. The Sydney Roosters are falling down on a doodah day. The Chookies just cannot cook anything. Roasted chook is on the menu today. Bradman Best, Caleb Ponga, Fletcher Sharp, all of them just tearing apart that left defense for the Roosters. The right side defense, actually, but left side attack, absolutely obliterating them. And this is looking to be a really scary attacking side in the coming season. Newcastle Knights 34, Sydney Roosters 4 once again. And it's going to become 36 in a second. No doubt about that one. Gordon Ramsay, the chicken's bloody raw. Mate, it's raw. It's raw right now. Really awfully whacked. They're really awfully whacked. That's the Roosters for you, legends. Liam Eve says, do you think Roosters wooden spooners? I wouldn't go that far, legend. I wouldn't go that far. Not in a trial game. Sydney Roosters for the spoon. Nah, I'm not going to say that, legend, but it's not looking good for them for their year ahead. I could see, sadly, I could see bottom 4. I'm not going to, I don't think I'll tip bottom 4 for him, but I could see bottom 4 legends right now. And it's a goal. Official. There we go. Enough of me saying it's going to happen. It is 36 points to the Knights here. Under a minute to go. 58 seconds, legends. And then we are at half time here in this game. I don't think any teams are easy beats anymore. Exactly, Jeff Jackson. Exactly. I don't think any teams are easy beats. Some teams are just simply better than others. Rugby league is one of those games nowadays where you actually have to be talented as a rugby league player to get to the point of playing a game. Like, the chances that you get a rugby league game and you haven't got any skill is so minuscule. And, Marky Nawanawaza, he tried to get it, but he just couldn't quite. Liam Pritchard says, Tyre, playing in the NRL is hard. It is very hard, Liam, very hard. And these players are extremely talented. Even the worst ones in the NRL are very talented if you put them next to a bunch of regular blokes playing the game. All right, Heverington. On their own 40, the Knights. 20 seconds to go. Are they going to score on the cusp of halftime again? Wouldn't that be funny? Nah, they'll just clear it. They'll just take the tackles, I reckon. Second tackle here. Could this be the last one? 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And they're going to let them play one more. Kalyn Ponga will just kick it out of play there. And the Newcastle Knights lead at halftime with a score of 4-36. The Roosters just unable to do it. Knights on top of the ball right now and looking much more impressive than most would have predicted them at the start of this year. Roosters, what is that all about? I will say in defense of the Roosters, as we enter the halftime segment of the stream, hello, legends. Welcome to the TJC Sports Halftime Show, which is just me here. If I can change that. I will say that just remember the Sydney Roosters are only really barely at the point they want to be at right now. They've lost a ton of players. They're bringing up people from the cup, people who are switching codes. This isn't the ideal scoreline, obviously, but there is some pretty obvious reasons for why they may be at the level they are right now, legends. Fletcher Sharp, my man of the match at the moment. Honestly, agreed, SS Stormford. I do think that is the case. Fletcher Sharp has been terrific. Don't count out Ponga. He's been all right, especially towards that second half of the first half. Both have been decent to me personally. The forwards as well. Don't pull them out. Kai Pearce-Pole and Hetherington and Jaden Brayley been doing their jobs well for the Knights in the providing of the plays. And honestly, Newcastle, the world's always better when Newcastle are doing all right. The Newcastle Knights are one of the more fun teams, in my opinion. I love the way they do things, especially with their fans. I love that clock thing they have, where no matter what, the players have to be good with the fans for that certain amount of time, and then they can go do their own thing. I think that that's absolutely brilliant. Yeah, obviously that means people miss out at points, but like that's much more fair than what we got now, where the players and the disagreements and all that, it makes them want to go through it more. Ultimately, the Sydney Roosters are one of those teams where you got it, where you just got to accept that they probably won't be at their best this year. In fact, I feel like, sadly for them, it's actually going to be a good game for them versus the mid-table teams, unfortunately. I'm not panicking, says Jason Reader. Of course you're not panicking, legend. Why would you panic? Why would you panic, man? I have them 13th, the Roosters. I reckon they can get that 10 to 13 range, legend. I don't know about top 8, though. Bulldog season, saying something very similar to me here. I can see Roosters having full potential near the end of the season with all the injuries back, but they will definitely miss here. I'm thinking they will finish 10 to 13. Honestly, I wouldn't lie. I could see them going 9th, but yeah, I don't think they'll make finals either, actually, after watching them here and looking at their lineup and everything. I'll probably have them high outside the 8 at this moment, unless my opinion changes in the next few hours between the next stream and the time, obviously, between the video. Ross says Ruben Amorim or Eric Tenag. Hey, boss. Cheers, man. Noticing the shirt, aren't you? Ruben Amorim, actually, man. Amorim or whatever. I think that I personally think he's a good coach, man. A good manager for Manchester United. Just, unfortunately, right now, we don't have the team. I don't think these players are good enough for what he wants. Give it time. Both my clubs will be at their peak, Parramatta and Manchester United. And I'll be laughing at you as you all try to call me a bandwagoner when I'll have video evidence I was here from the crap. Unless they prove us all wrong. Unless, legend. They could prove us all wrong. Remember, there's certainly teams that have had bad preseasons and gone on to have a good time. I've also got to go with Amorim. Thank you, Bulldog season. Thank you. Nothing against Eric. I was a fan of Eric coming in at first when he joined. I was an Eric dude. I was going, come on, Eric. But just simply wasn't the way to go, in my opinion, in the end. He fell into the same traps that many coaches in the past do. I say coaches, but I know it's manager over there. He had players that he favoured. He was very stubborn with the way he wanted to play. And look, Amarim's the same in a bit, but like I also think that there's still, he's only just joined. Give him time to get his own team together. And look, that may take a year or two, but as long as we're not battling relegation next year, I'm happy. Anyways, this is a rugby league stream, man. This is a rugby league stream. And look at the Knights' score there, 36-4. I honestly can't believe it. I think I need to rub my eyes and see a different score because that's just insane. Like, come on, man. You got to be doing better than that, Roosters, even in a trial. Like, that is really concerning defense. While you're not going at your absolute peak, you have to somewhat be going, like, using some kind of motor, and that, you can't be doing that. If you had a Super League team, what team would you go for if you from the UK or Australia? Australia, Super League team? I honestly don't know with Super League, man. I have no real connections with the with Super League, really. I mean, I think I've got a friend from Leeds. That's where Brad's currently coaching, but I couldn't give you a firm answer on that. SS Storm fan, I'm not huge on how it goes over there and all that. I do plan to visit one day, and by then I'll probably have a preference, Legend. But for now, no. Bro, y'all lost the touch. Shut up, Jesse. Shut up, Jesse. Y'all lost to Tigers. Yeah, well, we didn't lose this badly, did we? And we also played our B grade team in the second half. We didn't lose that badly. Just what? Bruh. 14th place contenders. Bradman Best is truly the best. You get it? Yeah, bro. But Bradman Best, as we say on the channel in the past, Bradman Best, he's simply the best. Damn. Better than all the rest. Better than anyone we've ever watched. Oh, yeah, it's time to leave. Heart and soul. We can feel it even when we're alone. Oh, baby. Oh, yeah. Dale. Honestly, good stuff, Legends. Appreciate everyone tuning in right now during the halftime show. A little crazy to see that we got nearly 30 viewers still staying around during halftime. Really shows you how far the channel's come. I remember a time when we first started Legends, we were only on about barely 1K subs, and we only had like 5 people watching, right? 4 or 5 people watching every stream during the preseason, and got like 100 and something views. Crazy how much you can go in a few years. If someone hurt the goat run, I wouldn't cry. Nah, nobody dares hurt the goat, because if anybody tries to hurt the goat, Legend, we're booking tickets there now. Ain't nobody touching our goat, Legend. Don't you worry. We won't let it happen. Shout outs from that half for the people not watching. Gotta shout out Fletcher Sharp, man. Unbelievable performance. And while it won't be as talked about, Bradman Best too. Bradman Best has linked up so well with Fletcher Sharp. Down that left attack against the right side defense of the Roosters, they've really exposed Roosters' weaknesses. And if I was Roosters, I'm going, oh, dear me, don't you dare any team note down this stuff. We don't want to lose by that much every game, do we? As a team with such a high standards coach, though, Trent Robinson's going to be fuming about that. Maybe not fuming, but he's definitely going to look more tomato than not. Certainly, yes, trials don't matter that much in the sense of, yes, at the end of the day, they're not the actual season and you don't really win anything too special. Yes, you get that little bonus prize if you win the preseason, but it's not crazy, and teams don't really give much sods about it, right? If we're being honest. ultimately the actual season's where it matters, but you want to at least look okay, right? You want to at least have some positives. The unfortunate thing that makes that half so bad for the Roosters is that I don't see any positives. That's the problem with that one. I don't see any positives from that half. Unless you want to say, oh, Daniel Tupou looks as good as ever. But like Daniel Tupou, this is possibly his last year, legends. This is possibly his last year. I wouldn't think too hard about it, man. I don't think that would be a crazy positive to take out of it. Liam Pritchard says, as looking forward to round one, Parramatta Eels beat the Storm, round one streak end. Yes, Liam, let's hope for it, mate. That'll be an insane vlog if that ends up happening. Who am I kidding? It'll be an insane vlog anyways. Jason Rita says, I don't care about the trials. I'm looking forward to round one against the Broncos. Mate, round one against the Broncos. Round one, any game's going to be good. It doesn't matter which team you are. When we hit round one, it is going to be legendary. NRL Vegas. Whether you're playing in Vegas, whether you're playing on the Saturday, the Sunday, it don't matter, all right? Sunday, Saturday, Friday. Though, to be fair, if you're playing on Sunday, that's the best one, right? The best team plays on Sunday, and it's not the Storm. Mel in the chat says, Webby has made it clear that he wants Jet Cleary to play his style, not his brothers. Exactly. Well, legend, that's the thing, right? If you just try to replicate someone else in doing stuff, you're never going to be the best of what you can be. Everybody has their different talents, and once you play you rather than trying to be the next something, that's when you unlock the best out of players. Jet doesn't need to be Cleary, Nathan Cleary. Jet Cleary needs to be Jet Cleary. Just going to take his time and let him be his own person. However long time Jet takes to be Jet to develop into the first team, we don't know. But what we do know is that we'll be right there waiting for it, excited to watch him. Anyways, legends, time to get on with the second half here. Almost underway as they begin to roll out. Spread the news. Let's go. Second half. Roosters, Newcastle Knights. Fletcher Sharp there. 1 line break assist, 2 tries, multiple runs, and huge influence on his side today. Been spectacular for the Sydney Roosters' dismay. James Tedesco, Daniel Tupou, you name it. They're playing it. Comments in the chat here. Mel says he's got some talent though. Oh, absolutely, he's got talent. There's no question Jet Cleary has talent. He just, he's also a young kid, and don't get him through because his last name's Cleary. That's what the coach is essentially saying there. He'll be in the team when he's ready to be in the team. I think that's also what Ivan was kind of where they moved him. Anyway, second half is underway here, legends. The Sydney Roosters with the ball now down the left side here. Newcastle Knights on the defense. They haven't been defending much this game, the Newcastle Knights, but thanks to obvious rules, they've got it here. Knights keep the Roosters back. Onto the third tackle now. They reach the 30-metre line. Spencer Leniu there. Spencer Leniu held. Is it only Parra that decides to get rid of all their senior players at halftime? Like, what the heck? Every team's keeping their seniors on. Knights pushing Roosters, trying to get them out of play there, it looks like. They just couldn't quite manage it. And on 34 metres game, they're going to kick it in the air. And Chad Townsend actually kicks it into the Newcastle Knight. Does that count as a charge down for 6 again? Yes, it will. It'll count as a charge down, legends. Dom Young now. Dominic Young. Pass the ball. Dom Young now. Dom is held. 45 out from the Roosters side here. They're going to try and reach the halfway line now. Sandon Smith short to Angus Crichton. Angus Crichton through here. Angus Crichton on the first. Offloads in the air here over to Butcher. Butcher held now. BRS in the chat says, just tuned in. Very surprised Roosters getting smashed at halftime. Very surprising indeed, legend. We didn't expect it either. So sad fielding most of the top side players. That sums up start of The Roosters has started the struggle. Exactly, Legend. Well, they do have injuries, absolutely, but that's what separates a Roosters right now from like a Panthers. Even with injuries, I think Panthers still are performing in these kind of games. Hopefully for the Sydney Roosters, though, even if it is going to be a rough start, they can do well in the long term of the season. James Tedesco now on the second here. Gets to the 10 now. Spins around here. A few players on him now. And he gets put down. Then to the right here. Sandon Smith. Passes short here. And the young Sydney Rooster is going to be held right in front of the try line. Sandon Smith gets it to Tedesco. And it's into the Knights. Over. And that's got to be a knock-on from Newcastle. Yes, it is. Oh, Knights. They were almost through, but not in the end. Hey, Tyler. Hello, Legend. Welcome to the stream, mate. Parramatta Eels Fair. This is going to be a big season for Jason Miles. It is, Legend. The first season's always a big season, man. Always a big year. It's never a small one when you got the pressure of being the new guy in town. Sydney Roosters now with another opportunity. What did it look like in the dressing rooms for both teams at halftime, TJC? Well, I wasn't in the dressing rooms, but from the clips we saw, it looked like the Newcastle Knights were mostly positive. A lot of smiles on Kalyn Ponga's face. Roosters, they didn't show too much of, but I'm pretty sure it would have been quite disappointed, at least. Sydney Roosters now to the middle. Held back in it all. Couldn't quite get there. Jaden Brayley just did a beautiful tackle on our Sydney Rooster, Phil White. Then to the right here, passes and Robert To'e loses it. 6 again inside the 10 meters. It's got to be a penalty there because they lost it. And there you go. Penalty for the Sydney Roosters there, Legends. Penalty for the Sydney Roosters officially. And Roosters are held 5 meters out now. Over to the left here, you got Smith going to Angus Crichton. Angus Crichton now. And Angus Crichton is held down. Yes, that's why I put him in timeout, Legend, and you should do the same when you see that. Anyway, Sydney Roosters. To the left here, Angus Crichton. Crichton trying to get through, and Crichton held down there. Dylan Lucas and Leo Thompson keeping him back, Legends. We go over to the middle again here. James Tedesco. Oh, my God, that was horrific. Bradman Best gets it. What was that? James Tedesco. Absolutely horrendous there, Legends. James Tedesco. Greg Marju then, and Greg Marju held. Through to the right, Leo Thompson gets it to Dane Gagai. Dane Gagai then. And Dane Gagai held. Sandon Smith, get off him already, Spencer, if you don't want a penalty. Then to Schiller. And Schiller, oh, that was a cheeky little nugget there from Victor Radley. But we play on, and now Jacob Saifiti. Running through, and Jacob Saifiti is held. Jaden Brayley over to the left, 35 meters out. Gets it actually to the 40 now. Actually past the 40 even. A little past. Fourth tackle here. 34 minutes and a half still to go. And then the Knights will just squeeze themselves onto the halfway point here. Knights, Jaden Brayley. Clearance in the air from Cogger. Cogger then, and Cogger to Daniel Tupou. Daniel Tupou then to Tedesco. Tedesco then. James Tedesco collects. It's a very awkward collection, but he gets it. And down he goes. Bye. Sydney Roosters. Been an unfortunate game for them so far. They look for some redemption in this second half. Daniel Tupou gets it to the 30. Yep. Hello, Legend. Welcome to the stream. This is Rugby League. This is the preseason game between the Roosters and the Newcastle Knights. Short over to White. White gets it over to Sandon Smith, to Tedesco, and Marky Mark. Marky Mark trying to push the ball off after his switch from rugby. Then Sandon Smith with a kick into the air. It goes over to the far left. And Caleb Ponga, he almost trips over there, but Caleb Ponga manages to get it here. Caleb Ponga then. And Ponga finds his way through the line. Caleb Ponga pulling an RTS. He rockets off like Rocket Roger. And he gets greedy and holds it instead of passing. Jaden Brayley then to Crossland. Gets it to Cogger. Cogger to Gagai. Gagai. 30, here we go, 25 out from the line. Leo Thompson gets it to the 20. Over on the 20 now. Only second tackle. The pressure's on the Roosters defense here. Jaden Brayley goes to his right here with the support of his forwards. Jaden Brayley, here we go. And it's a hold down Thomas Cart to the left there. And Kyle McCarthy going alone here. Kyle McCarthy held by Robert To'e. Then to the middle. Knights, Leo Thompson. And Leo Thompson held past the 10-meter line. 89 meters gained in that set. Cogger kicks in the air. It looks so simple. Tupou collects. Is he going to be pulled into the goal line? No, he is not. Jacob is just going to tackle him for a simple tackle. And it's actually going to be a penalty for the Roosters, surprisingly there, legends. Penalty for the Roosters right there. Mate, I can't get over that Caleb Ponga run. Ponga should have passed, man. He should have passed. Oh, they were in front of the kicker. That's the penalty. Okay. I was a little confused what the penalty was for, so good stuff there. Radman Best is off, which means Fletcher Sharp doesn't have his little teammate anymore, which could help out the Roosters here. If Bradman Best was there, that would have been good for him. Mate, he could have passed down the right or the left. He had plenty of option. Marky Mark, Natawase there. Gets to the red line on the 40 now. Sandon Smith passes back to Lindsay Collins. And yeah, Bradman Best is officially off. Lindsay Collins now, Newcastle. Holding him down here on the 30. We go to Chad Townsend. Chad Townsend over to Sandon Smith. To James Tedesco. James Tedesco trying to do a Caleb Ponga. Forgetting he's not Ponga. He's James Tedesco. And he lands 15 out. Sandon Smith now. Around here to Teddy. Teddy going alone. James Tedesco, he doesn't want to pass the ball, and he's right in front and held. Then to the left, Sandon Smith kicks it. Was Tupou offside there potentially? No, the referee says it's fine. Then it's to Marky Mark. Marky Mark looking to go around the ball. It's fifth tackle, bro. You got to pass that surely. He kicks it into the Newcastle Knights. Is that a knock-on from the Knights? That may be the miracle of all miracles the Roosters needed. Got to give some credit to Mark. He certainly did a good job trying his best to get by there. And we're actually going to have a captain's challenge here, folks, from, seems like the Knights, based on the colour of blue. Mark drops it. Ooh, yeah, and the boot hits it. Newcastle. And then Jaden Brayley knocks on. That is the most awkward play I've seen in a preseason game between these two teams. Yeah, they'll attack Sharp's side without Bradman Best there to help out. But mate, that doesn't. I think Sharp can handle it with how he's playing this game, legend. I think he can handle it, mate. Why challenge Knights? I mean, I think it's one of those mistakes where they just refuse to believe it, legend. I mean, it's not exactly common you see that kind of error, but challenge, unsuccessful here. Should be Roosters ball. Roosters defeated the scrum here from the 10-meter line. Full set, 10 minutes gone in this second half here. Remember, after this game, we still have the Storm versus the Cowboys to look forward to. Sandon Smith passes to Tedesco. Dom Young now going straight through the Knights' defense, and he loses the ball. You don't need to score off the first, legends, and they lose the ball here. The ref is going up to the bunker now, and it is no try at the moment. Yeah, I don't think that's a try, personally. Like, I'm sorry, but to me it looks so simple. Dom Young knocks it on, boom, wada boom. They're actually going all the way back here to the Sandon Smith pass, apparently. Wait, are we saying interference with the defense? Potentially, Robert To'e there on Fletcher Sharp runs in. I mean, he more so runs into his own player, but, you know, if you think that played an impact in it. And then you've got Dom Young running in here, and Dom Young... Oh! Surely not. Surely not. Oh my God. Oh my God, that may be one of the best groundings on the line we've ever seen. Do you give that? Was that before or after he lost possession? That's what they got to figure out. I can't believe how close that was, though. I don't know if they'll give it, but I can't believe how close it could. Yeah, they're going to say no try, but my goodness me. That was as tight as it gets. Utterly ridiculous, legends. Utterly ridiculous. Got to be doing better. Can't do much better than that. Just plugging in the thing. There we go. Don't want to be dying on you, legends. Newcastle Knights now, after holding off that one tackle, 10-metre line play. Sam Walker looking gutted on the bench. I mean, not on the bench, on the sidelines. Sydney Roosters hold Newcastle back here. And on to the 20 they go. Parramatta Eels 1947 says, I know it's just a trial, but Roosters losing by a large margin in 2 trials is worrying. Absolutely it is. Like, we don't take trials too seriously, but it's how Roosters have lost the trials that is concerning. I don't think it's going to play a massive factor in where I leave them in my predictions, but I can't have them too high after this. Not too high. And when I say too high, I mean like top 6. Can't do that. Just not like this. Jaden Brayley now, 42 metres gained, 5th tackle here. Newcastle Knights over to the left, and 15 out from his own side. Daniel Tupou collects, just squeezing on over, almost at the 20 here. Daniel Tupou held down for the first tackle. We then go to the right, and down the middle is Marky Mark. Marky Mark now, Newcastle Knights. Leo Thompson and Cartwell get on him. Can do today. Dom Young just using his big size here. The English rugby league winger. And then through the middle here, we've got the Sydney Roosters, young number 19 junior here, Blake Steep taking the tackle. James Tedesco then spinning around here, and James Tedesco held down. We then go to Sandon Smith. In the air, he'll kick it. Caleb Ponga looking for the landing, and it goes into his arms there. Caleb Ponga now around here. Wishes he could have taken advantage earlier of breaking through that line. 28 minutes to go in this game, and we have Schiller spilling through the defense there. The Sydney Roosters unable to get him. Good run around here. It's a good connection so far. Newcastle Knights just communicating ever so easily to each other. Carl McCarthy takes it. Carl McCarthy, they get it off to Dane Gagai now. Dane Gagai here on the 4th. Last chance to proper play for this set. And no, never mind. Commentators curse on the Sydney Roosters. It is 6 again for a ruck infringement. Jaden Brayley goes past, and Thompson goes by the 40 here. Leo Thompson now, and Leo Thompson is held. We then have Brayley going to the right here. Cogger to Kai Pearce-Paul. Kai Pearce-Paul now, and Kai Pearce-Paul held down. 3rd tackle. Cogger looks for the pass. Cogger over to Fletcher Sharp. Fletcher Sharp and Cogger could be a scary halves pairing if this Roosters game's anything to go by. Because imagine the scary truth if the Roosters actually aren't bad. What if the Knights are just good, legends? That would be terrifying. And Cartwell goes over for the Knights again. It's 40 points. Can you believe it? Thomas Carts. The big boy is over. 40-4 now. 26 and a half minutes to go. We could see a 50-pointer on the board in this game. Imagine that. The Sydney Roosters 4, Knights 40. With decent lineups named. This is scary. Extremely worrying signs for the Roosters. Look, I understand. Like, I keep trying to reaffirm it to myself, but, like, I get that it's trials, and, like, trials aren't to be taken as the be-all and end-all, but the fact that the Roosters have shown no effort with a very close to first team, not first team, but very close to first team side, against a team like the Knights, who aren't expected to be that dark horse, it is actually concerning somewhat. Like, at least with the Tigers, right, when Eels lost to the Tigers, you could make the argument that for pretty much all that game we were in there, and in the second half we had only juniors playing. Whereas you can't make that argument here, and you can't make that argument. The Bulldogs versus who did they play? I forget who they played, but when the Bulldogs played Broncos, that's it. The Bulldogs, even though they were behind the whole time, they were still doing okay, like, in sense of, like, you saw positive signs from their players. You saw that they definitely were capable. If I was a random viewer who knew nothing about the Roosters going into this game, what would I think? I would think the Roosters were one of the worst teams in the comp, but they're not. But, like, that's how bad this performance is. And it is not good enough for a team that's rated on the caliber that they are. I'm willing to bet 60-4. You're willing to bet 60-4. We got Jet Jackson with a guess of 60-4. Preseason and Roosters are getting humiliated. Yes, they are, Stephen. Newcastle Knights now. Held back on the first tackle here. Leo Thompson. They've gotten to the Roosters 30 here. Cart now. Scored a try before. Ken actually should be his name now. And then we go to the left here. Brodie Jones. Gets past one, gets past two. Can't get past the final third here. On the third tackle. They're on the 15. We go to Cogger. Cogger then to Kai Pearce-Paul. A seagull just invaded our screens and has gone by. Leo Thompson. Thompson to Cogger. Cogger over. Here we go. Sharp around. They're trying to get past him and they can't quite get there. Kyle McCarthy almost jumped over. Jaden Brayley gets it to Cogger. To Ponga. It's the fifth tackle, legends. Is Ponga going down on the fifth? It seems like Kalen Ponga's going to have to go down on the fifth here, legends. Kalen Ponga has been bested here, and the Sydney Roosters to get the ball. Ponga wasting a little bit of time walking back there. Newcastle Knights just holding the Roosters. We then got Connor Watson going to Mark Nawadawaze. Just give Roosters the spoon already, says Liam Beams. Oh, harsh, man. Roosters aren't winning the premiership because they're going to get 50 on them. Oh, we don't know yet, man, but absolutely they are. Absolutely they are. But remember, it hasn't happened till it happens. More like Raiders will get the spoon. Mate, the Canberra Raiders are also a team looking pretty poor. But the Raiders are one of the worst teams because, like, every time you predict them to finish low, they always find a way to sneak into the 8 with the worst point differential in the comp. They're just such an odd team like that. They're just not a finals team a lot of the time, but yet they make finals. And you got to go, how? How? Like, credit to Canberra Raiders. It's a talent finding a way, but it's still kind of crazy to think about. And every year, one of these days we have to be right about Roosters, right? One of these days, surely. One of these days the Raiders will perform how we expect. I got the Raiders 6, says Essenstone. You got the Raiders high up, legend. Well, I mean, that would be classic Raiders, wouldn't it be? Not look amazing, but finish in the top 6. 32 meters gained now. so far. 5th tackle, Newcastle Knights. They've only made it 35 out, and they're going to clear it in the air here. Oh, that ball, man. It was closer to getting a seagull than it was perfectly a Rooster player. Daniel Tupou collects. Kalen Ponga and Fletcher Sharp are off the field, legends. The Newcastle Knights are taking their heavy arms down. I like this squad. You like this squad, legend? Nice, good for you. Connor Watson. Chad Townsend gets it to Angus Crichton. Daniel Tupou now. Daniel Tupou trying to go around here, and Tupou held. Dom Young held. We then go to Robert To'e. Robert To'e here. Robert To'e, and he's held out by the Newcastle Knights. The defense on the Knights has just been so good today. Like, yes, they've scored 42 points, but, you know, that's down to also the Roosters not defending well at all. Like, credit where credit's due. The Knights' defense has also been terrific. Daniel Tupou hesitant to run into the line, and freaking Dane Gagai decides, come over here, buddy, and pulls his shirt down to the ground. And there we go. They were actually going to get a penalty tackle without the ball, apparently. Oh, yeah. Dane Gagai, late, arm first, into the Rooster player. Absolutely a penalty. Connor Watson. Chad Townsend to James Tedesco. James Tedesco trying to put his arm out and push the ball away. James Tedesco held on the 10 now. James Tedesco. Now Butcher to Chad Townsend. Chad Townsend then. Townsend backwards here. Chad Townsend, the absolute goat that he is. The Roosters now go over to the middle here. I was going to say right, but James Tedesco decides to change completely the paths they were going. Connor Watson now looking to both sides here. He goes over to the left. It's Chad Townsend over to Sandon Smith to Angus Crichton. Angus Crichton pushes them all off here. Angus Crichton to Connor Watson. Watson with speed. He hasn't shown that for the game so far, but he does it there. And Connor Watson just caught by the Knights barely. And now the Roosters on the third will run short there, and he does not get the ball down. Unfortunately, Angus Crichton, he just couldn't quite use. Wasn't big enough. Wasn't heavy enough for the 4 Knights. And the Newcastle Knights making me highly doubt putting them as low as I have, actually. Sandon Smith, James Tedesco, and Dom Young down the wing to score. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Has Dom Young been held up? How? How on earth have they not scored that? The Sydney Roosters. This is one of the worst games they've had in a long time, even in preseason. Horrific game. How has Dom Young not scored there? Oh, it actually might be ruled out for obstruction of the defense there. Robert To'e actually might interfere with the defense there, which would mean no try anyways. But I also think Dom Young was held up. Yeah, no, I'm thinking obstruction. I'm thinking obstruction for the player running in. Either way, Dom Young doesn't get there. Yeah. All right. That's the call. Obstruction. No try anyways, legends. And you have a new deal, Sydney Roosters. 19.5 minutes, 20 minutes actually technically to go. Penalty for obstructing the defender. The Newcastle Knights will actually get to counter here. Remember, legends, if you're enjoying the stream, don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe. We'll be doing the other game as well here. Cart is held. Jaden Brayley now passes over to the right, trying to get to the 40 now. Jack Heverington. And Jack Heverington is kept out. Good play so far from the Roosters number 19 in the defense. Unfortunately, the rest of the boys haven't lived up to the same, have they, Blake? Blake Steep. Brayley. And it goes to Croker. Croker through. Croker, he croaks it onto the ground here. Stephen Pope says, preseason or not, you can't play with no energy. You have fans to entertain. Exactly. Exactly, mate. Exactly right. You can't play with no energy. Whether you want to go all out or not, that's a completely different story. Don't be injuring yourself for a preseason game. But you can't be losing games this badly. You can't be doing that, guys. Simply just not good enough. Cronulla Sharks just got their own the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Well, isn't that sick? Cronulla Sharks are officially on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Nat Butcher now, pushing on by here, gets to the 40 here. And then we got Sandon Smith. Sandon Smith with the pass through the middle. They're just trying to open them up now, the Sydney Roosters. Newcastle Knights not falling for it, though. Max McCarthy. And now we got Townsend clearing it in the air. And over to the right, it lands in the hands of the Knights. Number 13. If the app wouldn't freeze on me, it is number... Okay, well, it doesn't want to tell me who they are. Okay, oh well. I guess they don't have a number 13. He doesn't exist. Brodie Jones. Brodie Jones now held by Connor Watson. Absolute class there from Blake Steep. Then to the left here, just pushing on forward. Will Price now. Started at fullback versus the Parramatta Eels for the Newcastle Knights. And now through the line, Croker. Trying not to croak it. 35 out on fifth tackle from the Roosters try-scoring area. And it's going to be a clearance from Will Price. And he's absolutely smashed there after the kick. Dom Young gets it. Dom Young passes to the middle here. James Tedesco now. James Tedesco running. James Tedesco held. 42-4. My head keeps saying it, but it's not believing it. You know? Robert To'e on the second tackle now. And it's going to be a penalty for the Sydney Roosters as well. Robert To'e actually feeling his leg there. Brodie Jones with the mistake. And Adam O'Brien will be very happy with his team today, despite that penalty. Been much better than Trent Robinson's Sydney Roosters. Penalty for holding down now. Kai Pearce-Pole is now officially off the field. They're slowly taking off their senior players, as that's what that you do in a preseason game, Legends. You don't want to keep all of your players playing 80 who will be playing frequently in the actual season, because bodies can only take so much, guys, before they're absolutely broken. Trying to fend them all off here. The Sydney Roosters, number 15 there, couldn't quite do it though. Roosters over to the 40 now. Looking for the pass, Sandon Smith. Sandon Smith gets it to Chad Townsend. Chad Townsend now. And, absolutely spinning around there, the Roosters. And on the ground goes the number 12. Then to Robert To'e. Robert To'e might be one of the few players that's actually going to play the whole 80 right now. The Roosters just not good enough in both their trials. Actually, what was last week's trial results? That we're going on about it, guys. Yeah, 26-8 loss to the Dragons, and now a 42-4 loss so far to the Knights. Worrying signs, even in trials. The fact that they have looked like they have zero energy or effort is concerning. Really makes you question how much they want it for the actual year. You reckon Trent Robinson is under pressure? No, I wouldn't say he's under pressure, Legend. I mean, I feel like he's just got a tough year ahead of him. Trent Robinson, I wouldn't say he's currently under pressure, Legend. Wow, Roosters are so bad in both trials. Yeah, mate, they've been pretty bad in the last two trials, haven't they, mate? And yes, based on how they play, if they play exactly this way as they have in the trials in the actual season, Broncos should win 13+, absolutely. But to be fair, most teams should win 13+, mate. Some teams perform better when the actual year gets going. Sydney Roosters, though, very worrying sides. Dom Young now, past the 40. 40 Newcastle Knights on him now. Jaden Brayley is now also off the field. Chad Townsend here to the left. You think the Roosters are going to remove some of their senior players, because it's starting to get concerning how many Knights juniors are now on the field. Yep, Broncos to win 13+ against Roosters SS. Liam Pritchard says Canberra Raiders in Vegas swimming pool. Cool, Liam. Cool. Bring it on. Bring it on. Roosters versus Broncos. And also, speaking of bringing it on, bring on the next stream, legends, when we watch the Storm take on the North Queensland Cowboys for our final preseason stream of 2025. On the fourth tackle now, then we just took a pause for a second. Sandon Smith wasn't feeling quite right here. And now the Roosters, steep held. Kick in the air from Chad Townsend. Chad Townsend with the best kick, and he is kept. He is kept as the best kicker because that was beautiful. Unfortunately, the Newcastle Knights end up with it. Their lock. Now running forward here. Trying to find them, but at this stage, would you agree to say, would you tip up to beat Roosters 13 plus? Yes. At this stage, legend, I would tip you to win 13 plus against the Roosters. This has been an abysmal game from the Roosters. 100%. To answer that specific question without going into details, yeah. Is Schiller still on? I can't see Schiller on the field, legend. Mark Nawadawaze passes to the middle now. The Sydney Roosters. Will they get anything in this game, guys? Anything at all. 12 and a half minutes still to go. First tackle. Leo Thompson, Kai Pearce-Paul, Phoenix Crossland, Kalen Ponga, Kai Pearce-Paul, Fletcher Sharp. These are all players. Well, actually, not Crossland. Never mind. Crossland's back. But these are all players who have absolutely ditched the game. They're already out of the game. They've been interchanged, and they're still struggling like this. The Newcastle Knights' defense absolutely covering the Sydney Roosters. Roosters now. Connor Watson, dummies here. Stephen Pope says if this wasn't preseason, the fans would hammer these players. 100% they would, man. If this wasn't preseason, they would be absolutely hammered. This is a horrific display from the Roosters. And it's just not what we're used to with them. Could we be seeing the Bide curse in action, legends? We had Steggles with their best years. Are we going downhill with Bide? What's the word index against Storm beat Cowboys 13 plus? I mean, you never know, mate. But yeah, I reckon Storm will probably win well against Cowboys. I reckon we got another one-sided game. Though I would welcome that not to be the case, as it's always much funner when we have a tighter game, legends? You fit there. Greetings from Lay PNG. Thanks for your live chat. All good, Hassamua, mate. If you're new to the channel, consider hitting that like button and subbing. Appreciate you, man. Shout out to everyone from there and across PNG, Fiji, New Zealand, Australia, all of the islands, all that good stuff. Appreciate every single one of you watching. Anyways, Newcastle Knights now on the fourth tackle here. Crossland looking for the pass. He'll just keep going forward here. Fourth tackle onto the fifth now. Behind the 40-meter line of the Sydney Roosters side, the Knights are going to kick in the air to the right. For those watching at home that want to visualize it in their head, the Roosters knocked the ball on here. The Roosters are attacking down the right, the Knights the left. And Mark's feeling uneasiness in his leg now. For his sake, I'm hoping it's just a random cramp. By the way, guys, nothing worse than a random cramp. Those pigs hurt. Dealt with it all, man. Torn cuffs, cramps, all the works, except for broken bones because I'm a lucky boy. Jay Serena says, I absolutely hate the Rabbits, says Jay. Of course, man. Of course you hate the Rabbits. You're a Sydney Rooster. You're a Sydney Rooster. You not hating the Rabbits would be crazy for you. Looks like Mark's got a bit of observation coming on from the training staff on him right now. 100%. No Walker for half of the season, and performances like this where most of this team will be playing in the 17. It's highly concerning right now. The Sydney Roosters are not looking like the fit to tip next year. They're looking like something where you'd rather avoid any game with the minute when it comes to predicting anything. And the Roosters will take their penalty, guys. 10 minutes to go in the game. Taking out the catcher's legs. You don't see that written much. Taking out the catcher's legs. The Sydney Roosters now. Crossland holds him down with help from Jack Heverington now. They're bottom 4 for me at the moment. I can understand that. I'd say more bottom 5 or 6 for me, potentially. But if they play like this all the time, bottom 4 is pretty likely. On to the 30 now, the Sydney Roosters. Third tackle here. Zach Docker-Clay goes to the middle now. Sandon Smith goes short. Butcher around here. Nat Butcher now. Nat Butcher held. Now on the 4th, Docker-Clay, former North Sydney Bears captain, goes back through to the middle here. Newcastle Knights, Jack Heverington working well with Leo Thompson's brother there. Then through the line. And it's a 6 again for a ruck infringement. Really? 6 again, ruck infringement. 9 minutes to go here. Sandon Smith. Then to the left. The Sydney Roosters are finally catching a break here. It took them long enough to get anything out of this one as Max McCarthy takes the tackle. And then running short from a 6 again here. Have the Roosters finally scored? The referee is looking about, no, they're going to have to go back and play it. First tackle now. And Mark is actually still there on the field being looked at by the trainer. We got Sandon. It's a long pass and it's an intercept. This is going to be 50 coming up soon. Unbelievable stuff. The Newcastle Knights. Connor Vitano takes off like a volcano. He erupts behind the posts. 42-4, no more it'll be. The Newcastle Knights are going to hit 50 in this game very, very soon. 46-4 with a kick to come. The potential is so there. The Roosters with a terrible error there. And that was one bent out of shape pass. Butano for the Knights. Absolutely terrific start from Newcastle to rip in there. 42-point difference in this game. How on earth has this happened? 67 votes on the poll so far. The Roosters just, I think the problem with the poll is that the Roosters were leading by so much at the start of this poll that it's actually really tough for the Knights to come back on the poll. Because there is no way in my mind you guys have legitimately gone Roosters with how long Knights have been smashing. They've been smashing since 10 minutes in. No way. And a kick there from Will Price. Let's Roosters pay the price. 48-4. 44-point difference. This is becoming beyond a joke. And the Sydney Roosters can join a special club of players to concede 50 points. Yeah, Jason Reader, we are favourites toward the grand final. Yes, you are. The Storm are always favourites. Whether we like them or not, the Storm are always up there in the predictions because they always are there. Jackson Hastings officially on the field. Don't know if he'll be playing halves, though, as there's a lot of rumours that he's actually fallen out of the main team and has been training a lot at lock with the Cup boys. Newcastle Knights receiving the ball. Past the 10 they go. Would it not be special to get 2 more points at least on the board? 50-4 would be something else. The Newcastle Knights, Phoenix Crossland over to Croker. Croker here. Croker held. 6.5 minutes still to go, legends. Bunch of Roosters players watching on the sideline. And Billy Smith with the annoyed look going, these 2 centers are the ones replacing me? Jack Heverington. Heverington gains a whopping 10 meters there. All right, see you, mate. Jason Rear says, I'll be happy just to make the 8. Bro, that's how Para fans feel. That's how Para fans feel, man. I'd be happy too just to make the 8. Then over to the left here, Dominic Young then around, given a big old bear hug by the Newcastle Knights. 6 minutes left in this game. Roosters just not it, are they? They're just not it, guys. And it won't be too long after this stream that we'll be moving on to the next one between the Cowboys and the Melbourne Storm. Well, Storm versus Cowboys. There's a home team, but not too long. That's my point, legends. That's the one I'm trying to make. In fact, if I actually get it up, how long is it? Because no, I do not memorize all the times for the games. Less than 10 minutes, about 9 minutes, legends, and we'll be on to Storm versus Cowboys. So make sure you jump over there once you're done with this stream. Jackson Hastings to Will Price on second tackle from right in front, and they're held on the next Sunday NRL starts. Yes, it does, Liam, and we'll be live reacting to every single game except for the Melbourne ones. When I'm in Melbourne, we're going full Parramatta for that, all right? We'll be doing full production on the blog. And the Roosters had intercepted their own, running the field. They're going to score the Chooks finally, Xander Smith. And the 6 will get them a complimentary 6 from the Knights. A hand-me-down to say, sorry for smashing you so bad from the Knights. There you go. Absolutely massive stuff. Beautiful. Sydney Roosters officially get themselves some points on the board. Finally, after such a long way, 8-44. And I hate to say it, folks, with 4 minutes left, there's a chance we may not reach the 50 that we want. We may not reach 50 points, but we'll reach 50 viewers is what we'll do, legends. But oh well, I guess small compromises, right, legends? Can't get one, you'll get the other. Oh dearie me. It is what it is. Xander Smith now. Over 100 meters today. Takes the kick. 10:48. Only 38 more points to go in 4 minutes. Let's go, Roosters. 10:44. 10:48. Bravo. This is just spectacular. And I'm keen to get on with our final preseason game of the year when the Storm play the Cowboys. Though I'm not happy it's at an oval. Yes, I know it's in Melbourne, but ultimately, even with the square, when the field's overall oval, it just doesn't feel right, man. And the stands are just far away. It's just wrong. Just wrong, bro. Sydney Roosters now on the 10. Spencer Leniu will smash into the line there and get held. Spencer Leniu out. We then go over to the left here. The Sydney Roosters. They've got a new spark, a new energy, a new excitement, looking to try and get some more points on the board here. The Sydney Roosters over to the left. Third tackle, 50% of the way through on the 40 now here. And good run there. Looks for the offload. Feketi goes. Feketi gets it. And it goes to the Knights. Feketi forgets how to pass. Now over past the middle here. Can't get too far there. Mark Nawadawaze, they're taking a look at his leg there on the sideline. Could be concerning, considering they're wrapping stuff around it. Figured it's Crossland. Over to Hastings. Jackson Hastings now. Just looking to force them through the middle here now. It's a good one there, Cody Hopwood. And then Cody Hopwood, they're looking for the pass, and Will Price will actually dummy, and Will Price will be held there, guys. Fourth tackle now. 2.5 minutes left. If you've enjoyed the live stream reaction today, make sure to smash that like button and subscribe if you're new. Really appreciated. Aiming to get to 4.7K very soon. We're not too far off it right now. And Will Price now will take the tackle from right in front of the Sydney Roosters' try line here. Connor Watson now receives the ball for the Roosters. Connor Watson, actually, I forgot about it, a former Newcastle Knight. Sam Smith then to Dom Young, another former Knight. The Roosters are actually playing a lot of former Knights right now. Good on them. Zach Docker-Clay to the left now. And here we go. Just running down straight. Nafua White. Nafua White couldn't quite get it. Zach Docker-Clay to Sandon Smith. Sandon Smith down the far wing here. Just spinning around. And we'll catch out with Hugo Savala. Now just trying to sidestep through here. It is Tom Rodwell. Tom Rodwell unable to do it. Now, it's a chip and chase here. Docker-Clay's offside potentially. No, he's not. They're passing backwards here. And it ends up in the hands of Max McCarthy. Max McCarthy kicks now. And unfortunately for all of them, Sateni Tokamo is there. Tokamo. Newcastle Knights now. And they're going to get forced into the goal. Goal line dropout. Sydney Roosters, Nafua White and Spencer Leniu absolutely bashing him. Unfortunate there for Connor Votano. He may have a try today, but he didn't get much luck there. 40 seconds to go, and then we will be prepping up for the next stream. Legends, hopefully you've enjoyed this one. Do not reckon we'll be hitting 50. Newcastle Knights will just clear it in the air, 10:48. Seemingly to be our final score, unless the Sydney Roosters get one more here as a cancellation. Sandon Smith. Passing to Ethan Roberts. Ethan Roberts now. Held down by Crossland. Zach Docker-Clay goes over to Sandon Smith. And then it's short. Over. Come on, he's going. Max McCarthy. Max McCarthy couldn't quite jump over them. Zach Docker-Clay then. And on the third tackle, he's kicking it and Crossland will clear it over. There you go. 2-1. That is full time here at Industry Group Stadium. The Newcastle Knights have proven triumphant over the Sydney Roosters. And with just 48 points, the Roosters can technically still win the comp. Congratulations to the Knights on a great game. And better luck next time, Sydney Roosters. I'm going to Allianz next Sunday. Awesome. Hopefully you enjoy it, Chris Sharp. Thanks for watching, Legends. Hit that like, sub. I'll see you guys for the final pre-season stream of the year very, very soon in just a couple minutes. In fact, I'll actually leave the link right here in the chat. See you guys in literally just a minute. Get over there now if you're interested. Let's go.